Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza here. Welcome to a brand new edition of Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports, life, and everything in between. And this time around, we are switching gears into basketball, and we're going to play a classic. We're going to play some NBA Hangtime, a game that I adored growing up. This is a game, I played it so much. I had the Nintendo 64 version, which at the time was the only one that I knew that even existed. And we're going to be playing the version on the PS1, which the reason why we're doing that one instead of the N64 version is A, I can't get a working ROM of it to work with my emulator, and two, I don't want to actually have to get my N64 out of storage and get it all set up to do it that way, so this will have to work. I've only played this version just a couple of times, and I think the N64 version's a little bit better. I think they did an overall better job with it. I think it sounds better. I think the graphics are a little smoother, and the loading times obviously aren't nearly as bad. So, but this version will suffice. So I also didn't even know that there was a version of this for the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I did not know that it had really been around that long, and there was an arcade version of it too. So, mind blown. So, this is going to get, this first episode, I do apologize if the audio is a little wonky. I haven't really tested it all the way, but I kind of adjusted it a little bit last night while I was playing, just for that purpose, but we'll see what happens. So, I love this game, though. This game, basically, if you're wondering, it's basically like a more polished, better version of NBA Jam. That's essentially what it is. And I think it's superior every way you can look at it, so we'll get to that eventually. The music in this game is so awesome, I love it. Difficulty, we're going to keep it on 2. I know that sounds like kind of a bitch move, but this game is just infuriatingly difficult. I got to the second game last night and I was already about ready to pull my hair out, so we're going to leave it like that. We're going to keep the clock right around here, because it'll keep the games from being too long. Not like they're really that long in general, but this is a good length, so we'll do this. And then it's a 3-control game, so it's very easy to learn. That's the thing I love about a game like this, is that I can take 5 years off from playing it, and then I can come back and pick it up, and it's just like riding a bike, you know. You pick it up and you get the hang of it in seconds. It's amazing. I love it. So, one thing that separates this from NBA Jam is that you can actually create players, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Is we're going to use create a player mode, and we're going to make ourselves a guy that we can, create and then improve over the course of this series. So it's going to be awesome. And they actually give you a time limit for this. It's something that's very new, and it reminds me of my friend Matt. He always hated create a player in games. He's always like, just play the fucking game, man. And like, I get it. I totally get it, because like there are some games when they get super in depth with it, it takes forever. And with this, they don't allow you to do that. They just, if you're going to take too long with it, they're just going to kick your ass out of it. But it's fun, though. There's a lot of cool little nifty things, and first we're going to start with the head. As much as I love Scottie Pippen, I don't think I want his head tacked on. There's all sorts of funny guys you can pick, though. You can have, like, alien heads, goat heads. You can have, like, a woman's head, or the wolf head, which is the one we're going to take, but I'll show you some of the other ones. We got this guy, a weird, young lad here, this creepy ass sentient basketball head with giant eyebrows. We got this guy, Insane Clown Posse, which I just realized the LCP is way too close to that, and that is not okay. I forgot about that thing. It reminds me of Roseanne. That's who it reminds me of every time. There's this fucking thing, and then this creepy thing, which is probably actually the best one in the whole game, but I'm not picking it. There's this guy. This guy with the awesome commanding mustache. That thing is terrifying. That looks like something straight out of The Purge. But you get what I'm saying. That's definitely Chris Webber's head, I think. So yeah, you get what I'm throwing down here. We're going with the Wolfman. We're also going to go with the Portland Trail Blazers white uni, because that's my favorite. And then attributes. So as you can see, you got all your classic stuff here. Speed, power, shoot, dunk, steal, and block. They only give you 6 points to start with, which is kind of a bummer, but you can actually add more to your total to start with if you take all of your height and weight away, which in the beginning, it's really a smart idea, because I'm going to load it up on speed, and I'm going to load it up on shooting. I'm going to put a little bit of it in dunk and steal, and then maybe like 1 on power. Block, not really a super important thing right now. You can earn more attribute points throughout the game. There will be like trivia questions you can answer at the end of games that you can earn some extra points to work with. You got some special little privileges here. Smarter Drone you don't unlock until later, I believe. So we're going to take Super Rebound and Stealth Turbo, because those are like the only ones that actually do us any good. No Tag Arrow, Big Head, and Drone Big Head are all like aesthetic things. And then Hide Attributes I don't think really even does anything. So there's that. And the nickname, we're going to roll with Flash, like in Top Gear. This was the nickname I always use, but there's some funny ones in here, like Frankencow, and there's Large Marge, and Pongo for some reason. And there's a couple of good ones in there. We're definitely gonna roll with Flash. That one's my thing. So the stage is set. So pretty much how this works, if you've never played NBA Jam before, which if that's the case, you are really living a sore, sad life. Basically how it works is you take your team, you take your players, you go and try to beat every single team in the league, which it starts off with the Vancouver Grizzlies. I think at the time this game was made, they were the worst team in the league, and then you play all the way through up until the last team, which at this time the best team in the league, and they ended up winning the championship this year, was the Chicago Bulls, naturally. And then if you can beat the Chicago Bulls and you beat all 29 teams, you actually play against a secret team of secret characters, which I've never been able to get to before. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here. I think that would be really awesome if we could pull it off. So let's do it.
NBA Hangtime.
Yeah, dude, I love the music in this game. I particularly love the music that plays when we're actually in the game. I think it's so awesome. So we got all the different teams here. You have different squads you can choose from, just like in NBA Jam. You can go all the way up to I think like 12. Or even higher, actually. There's like all sorts of combinations you can come up with. You definitely will see numerous players a lot here, but that's because all these extra squads, they're interchanging the ones that you would normally have with your own person, had you not created a player. So that's why you see so many. So we're gonna go with Rasheed the Weed Wallace. And then just like in like Mortal Kombat with the combat codes, you got like this little combination thing down here that you can pick all sorts of different things that will change like appearance in the game, courts you play on, or like different attributes that you'll have throughout the game. So we will definitely screw around with that a little bit over the course of the series, but for the first game I just wanted to have kind of the game at base value here. Was that Bryant Reeves? It totally is. Oh man, Big Country, that son of a bitch. I hated that guy. The Vancouver Grizzlies had all sorts of players on their team that I just couldn't stand. Bryant Reeves being one of them. Lee Mayberry in this game, which is the other guy on the floor for them, is one of the most infuriating piece of shit assholes I think I've ever encountered. Like, it gets to the point in this game where he will not miss. he will make everything, and it's going to be awful. I don't know how well you guys can actually hear the music right now, but I thought I'd let you listen for a sec. It's pretty awesome. It's got, you know, that nice techno vibe. It's really upbeat, so it kind of gets you in the mood for this crazy high-octane mess that's going on right now. But I figure, you know, we're in basketball season now. Football just ended, so this is the predominant sport that's out there. And so I thought this would be fun, man. Having a quest like this to try to go all the way and beat all the teams, I think would be really awesome. And there's like some, you can see some differences here between this and NBA Jam. Obviously, the idea that you can have things like spin moves is one thing here. Having the double dunk is actually a brand new element, which I kind of did one on the low here. So you can start doing a dunk, and then your teammate will kind of go and jump up in the air, and you can actually alley-oop him the ball in midair. Super awesome. And then in this game also, they introduced the concept of team fire, where instead of just having one guy on fire, you can have, you know, both of you guys doing it, and instead of having it until the other team scores, you'll just actually have like a flat time limit that it's active. I think it's like 25 seconds. And so, oh god, it's pretty hard to unlock. I don't remember exactly how it's done, But oh my god, you can wreak so much havoc like that. It's crazy, man. So we're hanging in there right now, but naturally, when you get up by a lot in this game, it's very much like Top Gear in a sense, where no matter how much you're up by, your lead is never safe. They will destroy it eventually. And they always try to keep it as close as possible. Wow, that was terrible. They always try to keep it as close as possible just to make it competitive. Otherwise, you know, the super elite players of this game would win by 100 every time. So that's how they get you. That's how they get you. But super fun, man. This is the game that, especially when you're playing with friends, there are not a lot of games that are more fun than this. I truly love it. I used to play this game with my friend Jake all the time. We'd both create players and then try to see how far we can get. We've gotten pretty far before, but we never got all the way to Chicago. So I want to see if I can finally pull that off and scratch it off of my bucket list of games that I wanted to actually complete all the way. Another thing you can do too in this, I don't know if it was something you could do in NBA Jam or not, but if you go up for a shot and you miss it, you can get your own rebound, and you can actually do like a crazy little finger roll and put it in. Super cool. It's an awesome move. You can actually even do it from like the 3-point line. Like say like you try to shoot it and a guy blocks it. You can get your own rebound from the block shot and then put it up that way. But it doesn't count as a 3-pointer though. So that's kind of a bummer. They kind of count it as just like a missed shot, and then you're just treating it as like almost like a rebounded dunk or something. Attaboy. Sick. I love it. So, real quick talking topic here. It's going to be really hard for me to do stories and some of my topics sometimes because of how focused I'm going to be in the game sometimes. So I do apologize for that right away. But let's talk about it was All-Star Weekend for the NBA this weekend, and so obviously there were a lot of things going on, and I have to say personally, like I'm usually not a big fan. I'm usually not a big fan of All-Star Weekend. I haven't really been a big fan of the All-Star game itself, just because there really is no defense played at all. Like, I understand that it's really not supposed to be. It's supposed to be, just a glorified exhibition of all the guys having fun and just being able to kind of relax and party it up. Like, the game doesn't mean anything. It's not like baseball, where the winner of the game, it determines, stuff for playoff relevancy and whatnot. So it's just, and it's not like the Pro Bowl in football where you have, a lot of the top guys quitting out, out of fear of getting hurt. So I do understand that. But this game, it was crazy this year. Like, my dad and I were talking about it before the game started. We were going over under on what the ending score was going to be for the game. And he's like, so do you think anybody gets to 150? And I was like, oh yeah, it'll probably be like 160 to 155 or something, just because that's how those games get. People are running down the lane and dunking it, or people are, they're just standing there and letting people hoist up threes. It's not designed to be. And then if it's close in the last 5 minutes or so, then they'll generally, kind of batten down the hatches a little bit and actually start playing. But for the first 3.5 quarters, it's generally just a free-for-all of chaos to get all the guys in and just let them have fun and everything, which is totally cool. I understand it. I actually had more fun watching this one this year because the team, the West, actually almost got to 200. I couldn't freaking believe it. And the final score was 196 to 173. It was just insanity. I was actively rooting for them to try to get to 200. It was 190 to 170 something with a minute and 10 to go, and I was like, dude, they could actually pull this off right now. But they couldn't quite do it. And then Steph Curry comes in on the last play of the game and just launches one from half court and drills it. It was so awesome. I was hoping he was going to do it the whole game, even though I don't like Steph Curry, but in a game like this where nobody's playing defense, you might as well try it. But this was definitely the most entertaining All-Star Weekend I think I've seen in probably at least 10 or 12 years. Because normally the 3-point contest has been going stale, over the last few years, I'm going to say. The dunk contest has been pretty much dead for almost 10 years. And then like the skills challenge, it's been fun. I'm not going to say it hasn't been fun. Oh no. See what I'm saying? I had a nice lead here, and that all went by the wayside real quick. Come on! Get in there! Damn it! Oh no! Oh god! And now we're losing. This is why this game is upsetting, man. You can't win. This is the first stage, for God's sakes. Get in there! Oh no, he's still on fire. Goaltending does not extinguish the fire, unfortunately. Oh! No! Ah! Oh yeah, that's going. Yeah! There we go. Oh my god, that was... I hate trying to extinguish their fire when they have it. It is just the worst. But dude, like every event this year was good. Like it started off with like the Rising Stars Challenge, and that was pretty good. You had like the rookie and sophomore players playing against like the rookie and sophomore world players, and it was good. It was like actually a pretty good game. It was another one of those crazy high scoring messes too, where it was like 160 to 155. And then they did the skills challenge where you've got like the guys dribbling through the cones and then doing the layup and coming down the other end and shooting a three. And that one was crazy. It went down to the wire in the championship matchup. Get in there! Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. Drain in the three. Nails the J. And so they had a set. It was like the championship game, and it was like a center versus like a point guard. And so I was like, dude, there's no way this is gonna even be close. This is gonna be awful. And the center totally won. Like they were neck and neck going into the last part of it where you have to hit a 3-pointer, and they both get to the same spot, and they're hoisting them up. They're hoisting them up, and they're both missing them. And the center, Karl Anthony Towns. He takes this thing and he just launches one and drilled it, and the place just fell apart. It was so awesome. I loved it. What the hell was that? That was terrible. Oh no. Okay, that was just a 2. So there was that. That one was exciting. And then they had the dunk contest. I think that was the best dunk contest I've seen in years. Like, the first couple of rounds were underwhelming, but the final round with Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine was so awesome. I mean, not only did it have to go to, extra rounds and whatnot, but like some of the dunks were crazy. Like the reason why the contest has gone so stale is that like so many of the dunks have already been recreated so many times. Like you can only go through the legs, or doing windmill dunks from various positions on the floor. You can only do it so many times before people lose interest in it. But I gotta give these guys credit, man. They did everything they could possibly come up with to try to reinvent the wheel, and some of those were just insane. Like I think the best dunk of the entire night was Aaron Gordon. It was in the final round. He does this crazy ass dunk where the Orlando Magic mascot was holding up the ball, and he jumps over the guy, grabs the ball, and puts the ball under both of his legs. Like he's basically sitting down in the air. He was basically sitting down in the air and put the ball like underneath both of his legs and then dunked it. And I got up out of my seat. I totally lost my sanity for a moment. I was just like, oh my god! It was, oh boy, like I hadn't reacted like that with a dunk since I think it was 2004 when Jason Richardson did like this through the leg, like this like backwards through the legs one-handed dunk that was essentially one of the best dunks of all time in a dunk contest. And so when I saw that one, I had just lost my shit. And then after that, like right after that, LaVine comes out, and he does this dunk. He tried to do the Michael Jordan, from the free throw line. He does that, but he did it through the legs and did that. And oh my god, I couldn't even handle it. And we had 63 points. Damn, Bryant Reeves had 64. He outscored me, that horse-toothed bastard, with his bald spot. Oh, God. But we had 28 steals. They didn't have 28 steals combined. And no blocks. Not too bad, though. I did have 11 turnovers, though. That wasn't too good. But hey. But, oh my god, dude, that dunk contest was crazy. And then the three-point contest when they had Kevin Hart go up against Draymond Green, and they actually tied. I couldn't believe that either. A guy that doesn't even play professionally tied a pro player. So funny. Oh, well, what do you do? Okay, here's the trivia I was talking about. If you can get to 100 points, then you'll get 10 extra points to work with. Which of the following NBA players was born in 1975? Oh, boy. It wasn't Kevin Garnett. Oh, boy. I'm going to go with Carl. I'm probably wrong. I'm going with Carl. Damn it. Who was it? Oh, yeah, they don't tell you who it is because you're going to get that question later at some point. All right, guys. Well, with that, we are now a scintillating 1-0. So we've got Philadelphia's coming up next. Oh, good. That means we're going to be playing against, let's see, would have been Clarence Weatherspoon and Corliss Williamson, I think. I think. I could be wrong on that one. All right, guys. Well, we have run out of time for this episode, so when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play NBA Hangtime, we're going to take on the next team. We'll have more stuff to talk about. But, yeah, dude, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So until then, my friends, this is your host saying thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Take care, guys. Bye.